was amazing. It was just by chance that we met. We hadn't seen each other in many, many years. And it brought back so many memories. Oh yeah, right away we kind of caught up about family and children. But it wasn't long before we were reminiscing about how the whole adventure or journey started. We all, in a sense, liked to be out at night and see the great stars in the heavens. But one of us was more knowledgeable than the rest, and he pointed out to us this star that somehow seemed different. And from there, this crazy plan developed that we would go on this adventure and that we would find this new king. A lot of the wives especially thought this was really goofy, crazy stuff. Why would you leave your family, your livelihood, and go off on this crazy idea? And we asked each other that. And part of what we discovered is that for each of us, something was missing in our lives. There was some discontentment, almost you would say a divine discontentment. And so we planned and agreed and started out. Of course, the first day or two were fun. It was fun just being on this adventure, kind of dreaming of where we would go. But then, of course, like any great idea, it got hard. It got difficult. Traveling at night in darkness was almost impossible. And it got cold. And some of us were better at cooking than others, if truth be told. And so occasionally, one of us would say, I think this is a bad idea. But somebody else would always remind him of kind of what got us so excited about this, following this quest. And we pursued it, and we stayed with it. And then as we got close, we met this king and his court. They were different. They feigned interest and enthusiasm, but actually they seemed afraid. They seemed afraid with the simple news that we brought them, that there was a newborn king, and he was going to make everything right. Oh yeah, the king said, now when you find this new king, be sure and come back right away so that I can go and meet him. There was something about it that didn't ring true. But the star reappeared brighter than ever. And when we got there, I don't know what we really hoped to see. It was a simple place. There was no adornments around. There was just this infant and his mother. And yet, we all immediately knelt and bowed and worshiped. Something deep in us was touched, just being there. It's hard to explain. I know we talked about it on the way back. What will we tell people? What did we see? What happened to us? How did it touch our hearts? So my friend and I, after this reunion, and all recounting, had to depart again from one another. And I had to ask him, if you had to do it again, would you do it? And he said, well, what about you? And we both immediately said, yes, absolutely. And then as we left one another, he said something to me that we used to say to one another: stay close to your heart. Stay close to your heart and the desires of your heart. It will lead you. It will lead you into life, and you will find what you never could imagine. Stay close to your heart.
Thank you for joining us today. Our digital ministry provides a valuable service to parishioners and visitors alike. How wonderful that we can share God's Word, the celebration of the Eucharist, and other important words and events with those who may not be able to be with us in person. If you would like to support this effort, please go to olphglenview.org. Click on the gold Donate button and then the Sunday Giving icon to make a contribution on our secure online giving portal. We sincerely appreciate your past and ongoing support. Thank you for helping us continue this ministry. God bless.